The moment you crack open an egg, there's a tiny sound that barely registers in the room. Just a soft, crisp fracture of shell giving way under your fingers. It's so simple, so ordinary, so universal that you probably don't think twice about it. But pause with me for a second, because inside that subtle sound lies one of the most astonishing stories on Earth. It's the sound of a timeline collapsing, of a life cycle that began weeks earlier in a place most people never see, of engineering so precise it borders on the unbelievable. Funny, isn't it? We crack an egg in 2 seconds without pondering the invisible symphony of biology and technology that came before it. And yet, if you follow that egg backward, rewinding time like an old VHS tape, you end up in one of the most surreal and magical places in modern agriculture, the world of high-tech chicken incubation and broiler raising. A world where farms look more like sci-fi facilities, where humidity matters as much as hope, where machines rock eggs in perfect rhythm like lullaby-singing robots, and where the journey from embryo to dinner plate is mapped out with almost cosmic precision. Now imagine stepping inside that world for the first time. The doors slide open, and a warm, steady breath of air greets you. Not too hot, not too cold, but tuned to the exact decimal point that a developing chick would request if it could talk. The hum is constant, soothing, and strangely alive. Rows and rows of eggs stretch out like an infinite landscape of tiny planets waiting to hatch new life. And each one of these eggs, no matter how ordinary it looks on the outside, carries a hidden universe inside it. A delicate choreography of cells dividing, organs forming, muscles stretching for the very first time. If the original architects of nature had blueprints for life, this room would be the place where those blueprints are printed in real time. This is the heart of the incubation process, where science is less about equations and more about compassion disguised as engineering. Every egg rests in special trays that tilt ever so slightly throughout the day, just enough to mimic the gentle turning motion a mother hen instinctively performs. Isn't it strange how machines can replicate the soft gestures of a bird that's never even seen a screwdriver? Temperature remains locked around 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit because even a 1-degree shift can rewrite destiny. Humidity is balanced with the precision of a jeweler handling diamonds. Fans swirl air in patterns that keep oxygen levels perfect, as though the room itself knows it is responsible for thousands of first breaths. And at the center of this ballet sits the incubator's brain, a computer constantly listening to tiny changes, a fraction of a degree here, a whisper of humidity there, making adjustments faster than a heartbeat.
Next batch clear, let's get this
But
one
of
moving.
course, not every egg makes it through this delicate journey. So before they hatch, each batch undergoes a process that feels almost magical: candling. A beam of light shines through the shell, revealing shadows and silhouettes, little leg movements, a faint flutter of a forming wing. The first time I saw that, I wondered what it must feel like to witness life growing from the inside out. And maybe you wonder too. If you held an egg in that dark room, watching a heartbeat through the shell, would you feel like a scientist or a guardian? As hatching day approaches, the atmosphere shifts. The lighting lowers, the noise softens, and the eggs are transferred to the hatcher, another warm chamber, but with less movement, as though the entire room is whispering, "It's time." Tiny cracks begin appearing, a peep, a shuffle, a beak pressing from within. Then, slowly, one shell breaks open, then another, then hundreds more, until the room fills with soft, scattered chirping, the sound of thousands of small yellow miracles waking up. They fluff, they wobble, they stand with the determination of astronauts taking their first steps on a new planet. But here is where the story shifts a little. These fluffy creatures, adorable as they are not just born, they are destined. The broiler farm is their next chapter, a place designed with the goal of providing food for millions. And walking into a modern broiler facility is like stepping into a living, breathing machine built for comfort, precision, and well-being. The floors are padded with fresh bedding that gets replaced regularly. Soft feeders trigger automatically when chicks approach, as if the system senses hunger before the chick even feels it. Water lines hang at the perfect height, delivering clean droplets the moment a beak taps them. And the entire barn is climate-controlled like a 5-star spa, warm enough to mimic the comfort of a mother hen, cool enough to prevent stress. What strikes me most in these places isn't the technology itself, it's the way everything acts in harmony. Like a giant invisible conductor standing in the center of the barn, orchestrating air, feed, light, and time. Each hour passes with subtle shifts. Lights dim to encourage rest, then brighten gradually, like sunrise. Temperature adjusts as the chicks grow more feathers. Feeding patterns evolve as their digestive systems mature. And through it all, farmers watch with the attentiveness of storytellers, following a plot they've read 1,000 times, yet still find new meaning in. Because raising broilers isn't just a mechanical task. It's a balance of instinct, science, and heart. Of course, every story has its paradox. And here, it's the contrast between how simple a chicken seems and how complex its journey truly is. For something so everyday, something found in sandwiches, stir-fries, and Sunday dinners, the path is astonishingly intricate. It raises fascinating questions. How did humanity build a system so efficient that a single farm can feed entire cities? And yet, how do we maintain empathy and respect for the lives at the center of it all? Can kindness live inside a machine? Can technology honor something as old as life itself? These questions aren't criticisms, they're invitations. Invitations to think a little deeper, to look a little closer, to appreciate the unseen hands behind every meal. And I wonder, if you could step into one of these barns for just 5 minutes, what detail would amaze you the most? The soft glow of the lights? The synchronized hum of the ventilation? Or maybe the way thousands of tiny footsteps create a rhythm that sounds almost like rain on a rooftop? As the birds grow, something beautiful happens. The entire barn evolves with them. Heat lamps turn off because feathers have replaced fluff. Feed formulas change like chapters in a novel. Space expands as birds stretch wider wings. Even the air itself transforms, purified and cycled constantly to keep conditions fresh. And when harvest day arrives, teams work with quiet efficiency. It's a moment filled with respect, because everyone understands what these birds represent. Nourishment for families, protein for schools, sustenance for communities. Food security is not just a policy term. It's built inside barns like these, one chicken at a time. But it's the closing of this journey that always makes me pause. Because when you pick up a pack of chicken at the grocery store, maybe for a weeknight dinner or a family recipe, you're not just buying food. You're touching the final chapter of a story that began long before, in a warm incubator, humming with hope. You're holding the result of thousands of decisions, countless hours, the steady attention of farmers, technicians, veterinarians, engineers, drivers, processors, inspectors, and innovators. A chain of people who may never meet you, but who shape your everyday life more than you realize. And doesn't that make you wonder? If something as small as an egg can carry such a massive world behind it, what other everyday things hide entire universes of effort? What other simple objects are quietly supported by armies of machines and minds? How many miracles, big or tiny, do we handle every day without noticing? So the next time you cook chicken, or crack an egg, or hear that soft tap of shell breaking, maybe let a small part of your mind drift back through this hidden world. Picture the warm incubators, the tiny heartbeats, the synchronized fans, the glowing barns, the farmers awake long before sunrise. Remember that even the simplest meals are not simple at all. They're symphonies of science, care, and collaboration. And if this journey opened your eyes, even just a little, to the magic behind the ordinary, then share it. Tell someone else about the hidden kingdom of chicken incubation and broiler farming. Because the world becomes a little more beautiful every time we take a moment to appreciate the invisible wonders that feed us, connect us, and remind us just how extraordinary human ingenuity and nature itself can be.
Straps tight, we're good to push.
Yes, load zone 3 is clear for the last pallet now.